Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Risu from Doro He Doro. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so I'm back to Doro He Doro, right? I started them a while back and forgot. That's the whole problem. Or that's why I'm doing it again, because I had done a lot of them, and I thought I was done. I didn't think I was done. I just forgot that I was doing the series. You know, we've got so much to do, and I get so many requests, and I just, I did. I honestly forgot that I was finishing this up. And so I wanted to get back into drawing some of my favorite characters. Because, I mean, ultimately that's what this is. It's, you know, how I draw what I like, basically. And I love this show. The show is crazy. It's weird. It might be a little too adult for some people, but there's no nudity or anything like that. But it might not be everybody's cup of tea, you know? So, I get it. Not everybody's going to like it, but I do. I really like this show. So, I like the characters. The character design is my favorite. It's just such a wacky, crazy, who knows what all this stuff is, you know? That's what I like. That's what I really like about the show. And this character is Risu, and he was a head that was reanimated into a body, and that's all I really want to tell you. Like, if you want to watch it, I don't want to spoil it for you. So, there's more to it. I mean, he's not just a head, you know, but what I'm saying is, yeah, I'm not going to spoil it in case you're going to watch it. So go check it out. It's on Netflix, which is absolutely, well, I was going to say absolutely free, but not, you got to pay for Netflix, right? So it's not free. But it comes with Netflix. How's that? That's what I mean by free. Because someone in your house is paying for Netflix. Or maybe you're not. Maybe someone isn't, you know, maybe you're borrowing it from somebody else. A lot of people do that. They have one person in their family who pays for it, and everybody else, you know, has an account in the household, stuff like that. So that's what I mean by you may not be, you know? Now, he's got a lot of parts and movement and parts, you know, that's all I can really say. So, I'm going to try to draw as much as I can, but it's also kind of like muscles, like metal muscles, so I can't draw everything. But I'll try to draw as much as I can. Because that's kind of the cool thing about his character, is it's very like metal robot man. Well, this version, that's all I'm going to say. This version is very metal robot man, you know? So I'm trying to draw him like that. And that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah. So also what I was saying before is, you know, I'm drawing some of my favorite anime shows. Probably do like One Punch Man, stuff like that. You know, there's a bunch of crazy ones that I watch. Well, you know what? They're not crazy because you probably watch them too. A lot of people watch them, especially if you're here looking at this. You know about the shows. You're a fan as well. Or if you're not a fan and you're just drawing because you want to try different stuff, good for you. That's awesome. I mean, you should always try different things. And if you're here just to draw a different character, that's fantastic. Because you're expanding your palette. You know, you're trying different stuff, and that's awesome. Because not everybody does that. They should, but not everybody does. And so I say that a lot too. I'm like, you know, even if you don't like this character, you should try to draw it just to draw something different. You know, try to do something that you normally don't do. So if that's what you're here doing, good for you. That's awesome. Oop, the trains are coming, the trains are coming. Okay. Can you hear that in the background? You probably can't over my music, but in case you do, there's a train coming through. That's the horn a honkin'. The horn's a honkin'. A honk a honkin'. Sorry. There's music playing. All right. Right. Okay, so let me try to find some details. The trick is, one of the hard parts is, again, he's a robot. He has a robot body here, and I don't have like 100% perfect images of everything. You know, I kind of have a rough idea. But I kind of want to get as much as I can detail-wise to try to get it right for you. But again, because it's made kind of like a what do you call it? An armor-plated man. It's kind of an armor-plated figure. You know, it's armor skin, you know, is the best way to say it. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, let me add some details in the hands and the arms, right? I was gonna say, okay, that's good, let's get going. But I guess I should probably add a little bit of detail here to try to make it drawable. Make it, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say drawable, but that's not a word. It's not drawable. It's I don't know what the word is I'm looking for here. But you know what, who cares? Because it's time to draw. I say we erase some of this because I want my pencils to disappear and I want the Sharpie to stand out. So I'm going to erase the sketch lines, and the confidence lines, they're going to stick around. So as I was pressing down, or as I was sketching, those initial lines, my sketch lines, as I was throwing stuff down, they'll disappear pretty fast. The more confident I got, the harder I pressed, and those lines are darker. They're going to erase. It's going to take more effort to erase. So when I lightly erase like this, the sketchy lines disappear and the confidence is still faintly there. So I will get rid of my sketchiness and I'll follow my confidence. That's what I want you to do too. Get rid of your sketchiness and follow your confidence. You're going to be awesome. Okay, so I think that's good. I say we welcome everybody that skipped and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where I'm going to go. So I'm just going to jump right in and start off with the Sharpie pen to draw some of the details of the face. So I've already sketched it out, so I'm not just floating an image. I know exactly where I'm going here. So I'm going to draw the top of the lids like this. And that's about an eye's length away, right? Because you want to do an eye's length between them. I'm going to draw the iris, right? That's the color part of the eye. And I'm going to add just a little bit of pupil. This one came out a little derpy. Look at that, just a little side. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me try to kind of come in here like this and come in and fix it. Now, I don't draw the bottom of the eye because I don't want it to bleed. So I'm just gonna do like that. So that one came out a little meh, a little derpy, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. I don't really see a lot of eyebrows on him in any of these pictures, so I'm just gonna draw kind of something like this, just to kind of accent that he's got at least a brow, a ridge, you know, if nothing else. And then I'm gonna build up a nose off of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw a line down like this, just to give me some edges. And I'm gonna go ahead and draw the bulb of the nose like this. And that's it, because anything else is gonna start to bleed, especially like it did right there. I don't wanna go too far with the lines that I'm drawing, and color will take care of the rest. So I'm just being very minimal with my lines here. Let's draw him a mouth. Something like that. I'm gonna give him a bottom lip. And I'll do more with color, but I'm keeping it very minimal, like I said. Okay, so this is gonna be his chin directly down the middle. And I'm gonna draw his jawline up like this. And I'm gonna start to thicken it up too, because when I switch over to this Sharpie, you're gonna see a huge difference in line width. So I'm preparing for how it's going to look. You don't have to, especially if you're working with pencil. You do what makes you happy. I'm just explaining to you why I draw how I draw. Okay? Draw that jawline up there. So let me draw his ears. I'm just gonna be coming through like this. He's looking straight at you, so we're gonna kind of put him, you know, level, I guess is the best way to say it. And now for his hairline. Now, he's got kind of blonde hair into all this, so I'm just gonna kind of do something like this, just to kind of show that there is an edge line, but it's kind of a blonde hairline that kind of disappears into his head. So for his ears, I'm just gonna kind of do something like this, just a round part. Bring that into the hair. Now he's got a bunch of spikes. Ooh, I want to thicken this up now that I lean back and look at it too. He's got a bunch of spikes in his head that I'm going to draw with the small Sharpie too, just to control the line width better. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to draw two of them here, and I know this seems like it's floating, but again, I've sketched it out. I know where it's going to go. So I'm going to draw two up here like this. Again, they're kind of disappearing in his hairline, so that's why I'm doing that. Almost like little devil horns. And it's just because the way they're spaced. This one's gonna be up here like this. And so they're coming out of his hair, and that's why I'm not really drawing a hard edge. I'm just drawing like where a hairline would be going in front of it. You can, if you want to draw the edge of it, you can, you go for it. But like I said, I'm trying to draw to make it look like it's coming out of his hair. So I'm just doing a little bit of little steps like that. Let's see, I'm going to do a couple more. And I'm trying to do like they're specifically growing, like one here, one here, one here, one here, something like that. It's kind of what I'm trying to do. It's not perfect, but that's the idea. Now, I'm going to draw his head and draw more spikes back around it. So, or his hair, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, because it's like a buzz cut, it's just kind of spiky a little bit. Like that. And now I can draw like more spikes back behind. So, like so, I will draw one back like this. Draw another one back here like this. Let's see, let's do one here. And a couple here. This might be a longer video because his head's taking longer than I expected, but that's okay because it's gonna look awesome. Okay, and I think that's gonna be it for the spikes. Looks good to me. So I am going to switch over to the other Sharpie and start with the rest of the body. you're gonna see how thick that line is and what I'm talking about. So that's why I'm trying to match where we're about to take it. Okay. So, back to his robot body. If you want to know why I did this version, well, go back and look at the other portion of the video. Right now, we're gonna concentrate on what we're doing here. Okay, so, let's see. Again, robot body. So, I'm gonna come down here for his neck. See how thick this is? That's what I'm saying. I know what it was gonna look like, so I just want to prepare for it. So, come down here and continue his neck. I'm gonna say, because he does have like a little bandage type kind of thing that's going across like that. We'll just say it wraps around his neck more, but I wanted to do it across so you could see that it's underneath his chin line. Okay, and again, it's like a metal body, so I've gotta make a few adjustments because metal body shouldn't bend like this, but mine does because I've got this arm raised, and when you raise your arm, your muscles raise up here. So this one's going to be a little bit taller, so to speak. Okay, so here's his shoulder, like that, again, because this arm is raised up. Let's go ahead and do this chest so you can see where we are. And since it's got edges, it is a robot, like metal armor body. I'm going to go ahead and draw all the edges with lines. Like there is no, with flesh, you don't draw a line in between the arm and the chest. But again, because it's his armor body, we kind of are, okay? Okay, so there, I just wanted you to see, and I'm gonna add some detail with the smaller Sharpie. I just wanted you to see where we are with the placement of the pieces. Now, I am gonna elaborate, or not elaborate, but add a little extra right here because of his, again, where muscles should be, we're gonna add more for his metal arm. Okay? Like that. I'm gonna draw his forearm up like this. Let me connect some of these things here. Let me do this. Let me finish up the hand and then we'll add some metal details in here, okay? So for the hand, it's gonna be that simple. That simple for the hand. Okay, so again, because it's metal, I just wanna add a few extra parts here to show for the movement or the flow of what we're doing with his I hate to say like metal muscles because they're not really metal muscles, but were they allowed for movement. Like that, for like an elbow, you know, stuff like this. Because even they have just like almost like segmented parts, you know, something like this. Just to show that it's a metal transition, a metal all right. Because again, here's what I'm talking about is you know, these are metal parts and they're not supposed to flex and move like a body, but obviously it has to, right? If it's going to have movement, it has to bend. And so that's why I'm just adding, like, well, if it's going to move, then we're going to have to add extra metal separations, you know? Okay, so I'll worry about his rib cage in a second. Let's go ahead and draw this arm over here. So same thing, I'm going to draw his shoulder and add what I need to make it movable, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's funny, it's like I need to explain it, but I don't need to explain it. I just need to draw the character because it's not my character. I don't have to explain why this one has how a robot or an armor has movement. I don't have to explain that. I didn't design it, yet I feel I need to. It's bizarre. But I guess it's because I'm taking you down the road of how I draw. I'm kind of explaining why I'm putting things where I am, you know? Okay, so this arm is just gonna be down. We're just gonna do something like this. Into the wrist, there's the hand. And again, armor pieces. Something like that. This hand is just doing this. He's just kind of like flexing a pose. So nothing too crazy. Just a hand like this. There's his index finger. Here's his middle finger, and everything else is pretty much behind it. So that's all we got to worry about. We're not drawing a whole bunch of different fingers because of the side view like this, you can't see the other fingers anyway. There we go. All right, so you know what? Here, let me do some of this. So he does have a very elaborate rib cage that I probably shouldn't have to worry about drawing all these details, but I'm gonna give you some lines to draw because, like I said, he's got a very, very specific ab set, and again, I get it. Especially if you're going to be drawing, or if you're going to be moving in an armor piece, you got to have extra pieces, right? You got to have pieces that will bend over each other because a solid piece doesn't bend, you know? A good example is mech robots. You know, they draw them with these big boxy arms and whatnot, and those things don't bend, you know, but they need stuff like this, which are extra bending parts, you know? Basically, muscles is what they need. That's basically what it comes down to. And they've got enough pieces on the front like this that it's almost like muscles. He can move. Okay, and his bottom half, his torso, is just pretty much a big metal diaper. That's it. Again, this needs movement too. They didn't add it. It's just a big metal diaper. Okay, Diaper Man. All right, so here we're kind of doing like we did with the arms. We're going to draw spaces where there might be muscles, but you know, we're basically drawing human legs with lines for metal muscles. That's basically it. So that being said, let me draw. It looks like there's a seam line down the middle. Like that, and we're gonna draw like where muscles would be. We're gonna draw some muscular lines like that. Again, this is just gonna be in metal, so that's all we gotta worry about. Let's do this one over here too. Let's do this leg in, down to the knee. We're gonna do that knee across like that, because we're drawing that little point a little higher like that. We're going to come out here for the muscle, and like this. Let me draw those little lines too. So see, we're doing kind of like we did there, where muscles would be, but we're making them metal. That's all we're doing. So you kind of also need to know your musculature, which I don't. This is just some of the stuff I remember, so it probably helps if I would go back and check some of this stuff out too, right? Okay. Like that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I've got her a few pictures to try to look at and figure out. Okay, looks good to me. So let's finish up these legs. So this one, I have this metal piece coming down here like this. Might as well just finish up this leg, right? What's funny is all these characters, they have like tennis shoes. Like, not tennis shoes, that's what an old man calls them. They're like athletic shoes is what they're called. like, you know, almost like skater / basketball type shoes. Something like that. And again, see, I want to draw a whole bunch more stuff here, but I think it's mostly going to be color because, again, it's like a metal all the way down, so there's not much I can really do that I think would look better if I did it with color, you know? All right, so this one out, I'm going to do this leg just sticking out. He's kind of, again, flexing the pose, so this leg is just hanging out like this. And then I'm going to draw these extra little joints. Probably made that a little too long, but that's okay. Draw kind of like what I did there, just some kind of metal seam down the middle. See here, we're looking at the straight view, that's a side view, so I'm putting this line right down the middle, just a kind of something like that. Okay. All right, so for his front foot, I'm just going to kind of point it out. He's just, again, kind of flexing, kind of, you know, sticking it out there like this. Again, nothing crazy, just you know, striking a cool robot body pose, because he's not a robot. Oh, you just need to watch this show. All right, so there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Risu from Doro He Doro.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.